Hello you guys, sorry I can't be here today with you, but I am going to teach you about a lesson on intervals, musical intervals that is. We have our treble clef and our bass clef. This is very basic, it's very easy, but you'll want to know this. Take some notes right now in the manuscript paper that's been provided for you because you're going to have a little work to do when you're done watching this video. So we'll start here. Let's talk about basic intervals. We have in the treble clef a G. If you're a bass clef instrument, we'll use that G right there. We want to figure out the interval between this G and this C. All you have to do is count the number of notes. So we count this G as number 1. Then we go up to A, that's 2. We go up to B, that would be 3. And up to C, which would be 4. That means the interval between G and C is a fourth. So you just put fourth. There are different types of intervals, qualities of intervals I should say. Right now we're just going to stick with the basic intervals. Then we have another one. Let's go from F up to D. And for bass clef, we're going to start down here and go up to this one. So again, all we do is we count using the lowest note as 1. Always count that as 1. And then you just count the number of notes. So you have F, G, A, B, C, and up to D. So this would be a sixth. And of course, it's the same in the bass clef. You have F, G, A, B, C, D. And that brings you to a sixth. Now, what do we do though when we have this? Say we have F and F. We'll use this F up here now. It's the same note, right? So we don't call this a first or a zero. We call this a unison. So if you see this, we have two notes, exactly the same, in the same octave, meaning they're both on the same line or space, it hasn't changed, just a repeated note, we call that a unison. So if the two notes play together, of course it'd be unison. The other thing we have is if we have F, and we go up to the higher F, so we'll start down here and go up to here. This, of course, would be 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we don't call it an eighth. We call it an octave. So you have unisons, which are the same note, and there are octaves, which is 8 notes between, which how we get the term octave, or it played in the upper octave. We go up 8 notes. So just quick review again. Let's go F to G. We look at the lowest note. In this case, it's F. We count that as 1. We go up to the note, the highest note. In this case, it's G, which is right next to it. That's 2. So this would be called a second. And that's your answer. You just put it down as a second. So pretty basic, nothing difficult. It can extend beyond an octave, of course. We could have 9ths, 10ths, 11ths, 12ths, 13ths, 14ths, 15ths. But for this assignment, we will keep it within the octave. So you have unison up to octave and kind of all the notes in between. Now, there's one other thing I want to go over with you, and that is half steps. Now we've learned this, of course, in our music. We see this a lot in our music, where we might have the note E, and then we have the note E flat. Now the distance between those two notes is called a half step.